Good evening, parents. Thank you so much for coming to our 2018-2019 Open House. At this time, I'd like to welcome you to our school this year. And we have a lot of great things going on. But first, we will get started this evening by reciting the pledge. Attention, salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. At this time, I'd like our students to recite the student creed. I will strive for greatness today. I will be respectful, responsible, and ready. I will treat other Gators as I would have them treat me. I think I can. I think I can. I know I can. Thank you. You may be seated. Parents, this is what we do every single morning to start your child's day off right and to remind them of the things that we expect. So we do strive for greatness, and we do expect them to be respectful, responsible, and ready every single day when they come to school. Parents and students, we've had the most successful start to our new school year. Students are arriving and dismissing the way they should. Students are wearing the appropriate attire, and the majority of our students are behaving and performing in a manner that shows they are ready to learn. I want to take a few minutes to welcome you to this 2018-19 school year and tell you how students can be successful through this school year. First of all, I want to just explain that Garrett is a Title I school, which means the population in which we serve has qualified us to receive federal funds. And these federal funds or dollars are used to make school improvement efforts within our school. By mid-October, you will receive some very important documents that we will need you to read and sign in order for us to comply with the federal guidelines for parental involvement. You will receive a school compact, and that school compact will explain how we communicate and serve our stakeholders. It will also explain how we will provide you with the things you need to better prepare you to help your child be successful this school year. We will explain this in further details in the October parent meeting, so please stay tuned for that meeting. And also, parents, we want you to make sure you follow us on social media. We can be found on Twitter and on Facebook at Garrett NPS. First, let me go over a couple of programs and things we have going on in our school. We are a Leader in Me school. A couple of years ago, this is our third year as a Leader in Me school, we received a grant which has agreed to fund us for 5 years, but we do have to meet certain qualifications every year in order to be funded for the grant. The Leader in Me concentrates on teaching the 7 habits, which comes from Stephen Covey's teaching of the 7 habits of highly effective people. Within this teaching, we will focus on impacting our culture, leadership, and academics to improve our school. Your child will have an opportunity to have a leadership role within our school and then within their classroom. Through Leader in Me, we have learned that all students have genius, and our hope is to develop and discover your child's leadership abilities. The culture of our school has been set by the 7 habits in which we teach. Upon learning the 7 habits, students and adults are able to speak the same language to gain a common understanding of the expectations within our school environment. Academically, we teach students to hold themselves accountable by understanding the expectations. Students learn their targeted goals and work towards those goals throughout the school year by recording their data in their leadership notebooks. Now, there are 5 keys to a successful school year here at Garrett. One is attendance. Attendance is very, very important. Students are not tardy, absent, or check out without a valid excuse. Anytime they miss school, they are missing something that could be important to their learning and or academic progress. We have a large amount of students who are tardy daily, and who are absent without valid excuses. This is a focus that we have this school year. We want everyone to work hard at sending their child to school every single day on time. Our day begins at 8:10 and it ends at 3:10. Students are allowed to move about in our building beginning at 7:40 a.m. Where breakfast is served in the classroom at that time. Parental involvement and engagement is also key. That's key number 2. My goal is to engage you and involve you. Engaging parents are actively involved in the school process and participates in the student's success. It creates a good partnership and a collaborative relationship. Involved parents will become members of our friends and family of Garrett and come to major school functions and eat lunch with their child. They are both needed and encouraged. We want all of our parents to participate in all of the things that we have going on. October is Parental Involvement Month. You will certainly be invited to our school, but also take the initiative to come visit your child at school, meet the teacher, have conferences, and things of that nature to make sure that your child is successful. There are a couple of very important handbooks that will help guide you through this school year. Please familiarize yourself with the Code of Student Behavior, or I should say the Student Conduct Manual, and it looks like this for the 2018-19 school year. This document or this handbook is very, very important because it discusses most of the important policies within our school district. Also, another very important book is the Garrett Handbook. And familiarizing yourself with the Garrett Handbook will allow you to understand our procedures and our routines and schedules that we have outlined for our school. Also, we'll talk about some of the expectations, arrival time, lunch, and all the things that we do here specifically at our school. Within your child's classroom, each teacher will have a classroom handbook or guide. That would be important to understand what the expectations are from your child's teacher. So please make certain that you familiarize yourself with those different handbooks. Also, let me also bring attention to the pink card. If you have not returned your child's pink card, it is very, very important that we receive it. If in the event of an emergency or we have to contact you, this is the first thing we will pull to make contact with you with all the emergency numbers and important contact information that we need on your child. So always make certain that this is updated. Key number 4, what to do when there is a problem or concern. First thing I want you to do is to communicate with the teacher, ask questions, learn the teacher's communication style to learn to be effective at reaching the teacher. That's very important. Our teachers do use Remind, and that is a wonderful way to communicate back and forth to the teacher. Many teachers communicate through email and phone calls as well, and certainly when needed, conferences are definitely important. Thing number 2, clear your mind of all perception and assumptions and remain calm. We certainly understand that things can happen. Problems do come about in school, but one way to handle it is to remain calm, communicate what your concerns or problems are, remove all of the perceptions and assumptions, and allow us an opportunity to resolve your issue. If you still do not get the answer that you feel you deserve, then we ask that you follow the chain of command, talking to the teacher, then an administrator, and then of course if we can't help you, then there's a grievance process at the central office level. But I'm sure that if you communicate to the teacher and to administrators, we will definitely try to resolve your issue. Also, follow one of our 7 habits, and that is habit number 7. seek first to understand, then to be understood. That's something that we have to use every single day. We want you to seek out information to understand what our expectations are or what we're trying to communicate, and this will eliminate the assumptions and the perceptions. And lastly, when all fails, request or make an appointment with an administrator, definitely. So we are here for a reason. Our job is to make sure that your child is successful and that you have a clear understanding of school and what our expectations are. Key number 5 for a successful school year is to monitor your child's progress. I invite you to get an iNow password to monitor your child's grades. I want you to also look at our school calendar that we send home at the beginning of every month. And the calendar will have the signed paper dates, which is every 2 weeks. We have progress report dates outlined, which is the 5th week of the 9 weeks. And also when report cards should come home, which is every 9 weeks. Conduct should be included with this. If you don't receive this information, please ask the teacher. Signed papers, progress reports, report cards. If you are not receiving those at the times that we have outlined, then please make sure to contact the teacher, and I'm sure the teacher can help you with that information. Again, let me mention to you, we publish a monthly calendar. The calendar will keep you abreast of all of the activities that are going on within our school. And more importantly, when to expect those progress reports to come home during the school year. We as a school have school accountability, and we have several different assessments that we will take during this 2018-2019 school year. This school year, our 4th grade students will participate in a national test called NAEP. Randomly, schools across our nation are tested to see how well they perform against other schools in our country. This test is guided by our state using federal guidelines. The results are specifically reported to our state and to our government for data purposes. This test will take place on February 14th for our 4th grade students. Also, all kindergarten through 2nd grade students will participate in the DIBELS assessment for reading. This test monitors students' progress 3 times a year for reading proficiency. This test assists the teachers in guiding reading instruction, and the test will be given 3 times a year, August, December, and in May. Surely your child's teacher can give you those results to let you know where your child stands, and certainly what they need to know to be prepared for the May assessment. Additionally, all students in 2nd through 5th grade will be given the Scantron Performance Series test. 2 or 3 may be given during the school year. We do tests at the beginning of the year, which we have had our first administration in this August. We may do a mid-year administration, and then the end of the year test will be provided. Such data is collected to gauge where your child is in reading and math, so that the students, so that teachers will provide instruction based on where your child stands. Students will be assessed at the end of the school year to see how much academic growth has occurred over the course of the school year. Attendance is crucial during these testing times of the year. Again, we will put those dates on the calendar and send out reminders about those assessments, and definitely making sure that they are in attendance during these testing times. One additional assessment that we give are to EL students. All EL students will be tested using Access Test during the month of February, and again, we will definitely notify you of those dates of testing. One last thing I would like to discuss with you is that this is an accreditation year for us. Our district is undergoing accreditation, and This is where the organization Advance Ed will assess our school system to gain approval of programs provided in our district, which will earn us accredited status. Currently, we are monitored through our school improvement process, data, and observations, which will take place in October, December, and May of this school year by the accreditation team from Advance Ed. Our school develops an ASIP annually. The ASIP stands for the Advance Ed's Continuous Improvement Plan. This plan guides us through making school improvement efforts, through writing goals based on data from the previous school year and the beginning of the school year. These goals can impact the success and performance level of our students. At this time, I would like to also have you to participate in a survey, and you should receive from your child's teacher a form to complete. Many of you have asked about PTA. And we have not had a lot of success with PTA. However, we do have a lot of parent participation. So in lieu of a PTA, we would like to start what we call Friends and Family of Garrett in lieu of a PTA. What we found is that the Garrett population does participate in all of the things that we offer and do in our school. However, many like to stay away from some of the leadership roles in the organization of a PTA. So with your teacher, you will find a form that looks like this. And what I would like for you to do is place your name, your child's name, contact information, and select what parent team that you would like to serve. Throughout the year, the teams will meet, and you will have an opportunity to have a voice on these various committees. Parent academic team will have an opportunity to participate in our ASIP process to put things in place for students' academic success. Under culture, we have a community partnership committee, fundraising team, student leadership event, outside environment, and inside environment. These are all the things that are impactful to our culture. Community partnerships is a team that will seek partners within our community to increase the resources that we need, whether it's businesses providing things free to our school or providing donations. We'll have a fundraising team. These are parents who will come up with ways to raise money in our school. And then inside environment would affect the physical environment, what needs to be done to make our school more attractive. We also have a student leadership events team, and that team will come together and provide some guidance on different leadership events, such as Leadership Day in March, before spring break, the Friday before spring break. Sometimes we need parents to take on leadership roles to help with students for that day. Under leadership, we have parental involvement, which that team will help come up with ideas to increase parents' involvement and have activities. Volunteerism team will be a team of parents that want to volunteer. So we know to pull from that list of people who are open to volunteer for different events. And then lastly, parent education committee. That committee will help provide or survey parents to see what type of professional learning we can provide for parents. Please take a minute and complete that and submit that to the teacher tonight before you leave. Also, I'd like for you to participate in our parents survey. As a Title I school, we collect this data to make school improvements. And also, we want your feedback so that we can make some positive changes within our school. Thank you, and at this time, turn your attention to your child's teacher. Have a good evening.